Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Global Happenings Today YouTube channel. Ahead of the tribunal verdict, everyone, including my humble self, cannot wait to hear the verdict. Everybody are optimistic in their various camps. Okay, but the military have also decided to send a note of warning. Remember, today, NLC have begun their 2 days warning strike protest, and of course, they've been little talks here and there with NLC. NLC said they've been trying to avoid having talks with the FG simply because they're actually evading arrest of some sort from their leaders. Of course, military have said to send this note of warning ahead, and one of the political chieftains, top political chieftains of PDP and others are already sending warning signal. If Nigeria survive this, Nigeria will survive anything. But let's find out really what the military is saying and what top politicians are saying. All eyes are indeed on the judiciary. Well, according to the news, the Nigerian military has warned that it would not allow any person or group of persons to cause any trouble as a result of the eventual outcome of the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal judgment. Now, speaking ahead of September 6th date fixed for the ruling in the petition challenging the victory of President Bola Tinubu at the polls, the Director of Defense Information, Brigadier General Tuka Gusa, warned that the military would not fold its hands and allow anybody to cause trouble. Gusa noted that the Guards Brigade and Army Headquarters Garrison, in collaboration with other security agencies, are on alert to tackle those who may be planning to foment trouble. He assured the public to have nothing to worry about, as violent protests regarding the outcome of the presidential election verdict would not be allowed. Now, responding to the inquiry, the security arrangements ahead of the tribunal ruling on Wednesday, Gusa said, "We have been maintaining peace and security in collaboration with other security agencies across the country. In Abuja, we have the Guards Brigade and the Army Headquarters Garrison in conjunction with other security agencies that have been on ground to provide security in FCT." Remember, the ruling will be taking place in FCT. Now, we'll continue to do our own work, and if anybody wants to perpetrate any mayhem, we cannot fold our arms and be looking at them. We have to do our job. On the judgment day, we will maintain our normal vigilance in conjunction with other security agencies. We can't be doing our work and see somebody trying to unleash mayhem and we keep quiet. So why are we outside on patrol? To ensure that there's security in place. Of course, Chieftain is saying. All right, according to former Deputy National Chairman of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, that's Bode George, has warned the judiciary not to truncate the electoral process as it delivers judgment on the presidential election petition. Now, report has it that the elder statesman, while speaking during a State of the Nation press conference held in Lagos, said the judiciary should never go through the route of announcing any of the 2023 presidential candidate as the winner. There's wisdom in that. Now, Bode George also went for to say that the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) procedure was faulty. Therefore, the judiciary should order a rerun. He noted that the pronouncing any of the candidates as president will redefine democracy in Nigeria as the government of the judiciary. Now, the PDP leader said, "Whoever that the tribunal eventually announces as the winner of the election, I'm saying if the judiciary announces anybody the president with shambolic procedure from this election, it will be a shame on this nation. The judiciary should never go through that route. The procedure is faulty, so they should direct the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to go back and do the election again. If it is 1 million times, go back and do the election. You see, now that there is peace in Kenya because the Supreme Court said go back and do the election. Otherwise, if they pronounce Mr. A or Mr. B as the winner of the shambolic election, then democracy in Nigeria will be redefined as the government of the judiciary, for the judiciary, and by the judiciary. Is that a democracy?" But the judge also took a swipe at the economic policies of the President Bola Tinubu's administration, saying it is hurting Nigerians. He faulted the federal government's method in the distribution of 5 billion palliatives to Nigerians, describing it as voodoo economics. He said in a quote, "There is no individual in this globe called Earth that knows it all. Who is the chief economic advisor in the Veda? Is he a voodoo economist? Is he a medieval economist?" Basic theory in economy says that when too much money is chasing a few goods, it causes hyperinflation. You give 5 billion naira to state as palliative. Who took that decision? Lagos has more than 22 million people. Bayelsa has about 2 million people, and they have the same money? Kano, with a huge population, got the same with Jigawa. Is it money for the boys or money for the people? The whole world is now a global village. The moment Russia shut down their gas pipeline to Europe, they have all been in hell. What were we talking about there is what we are talking about here is the pain the people are passing through. In England too, there is pain, and the people are shouting. Doctors are on strike, and the salary can no longer meet their daily needs. The cost of electricity has gone through the roof. But in Nigeria, what the hell are we doing here? My God, these are strong. It's calling it voodoo economy. It's strong economic, analysis, and that's true, really. We should, lots of money is actually chasing fewer goods, clearly shows you that we are in not just inflation, but super hyper inflation. And it's worth looking into how then do we bring down this inflation. And coupled with the fact that if you ask me, based on what Body Judge said, which I totally agree with him, at this rate, if you give it to Peter Obi, all Agbadorians will scream and shout, and I don't even see them giving it to Peter Obi based on what I'm seeing on ground. I'm just being realistic from my own perspective. I'm not preempting anything. I'm only saying that because look, the security chiefs are already on ground. The military is already fully formed, the chief of staff fully formed, ministers fully formed, super active already, hitting the ground running, and the judiciary already with the AGF have been installed, and AGF have been installed, and it also doubles as handling some part of the case. And in all honesty, I don't see Bola Tinubu losing. Worst case scenario, just like Body Judge has said, so that you appease the obedient and the articulate, maybe a rerun. And if there's a rerun, worst case scenario that will happen, they'll tell Bola Tinubu to step down. And who is going to be involved? It's going to be Godswill Akpabio, one of the finest chosen by Bola Tinubu to head the Senate. So in all of which way, this is politics 101, but how it's being played is what matters now, so that to keep the country in one piece. And literally, the military is now saying, we will not fold our arms to see any form of protest of any kind, and that will become violent. And I see the obedience really trying to insist that justice be served. So whatever the case is, please stay safe. That's going to wrap it up. Let's meet in our conversation. What's your take? Have a nice time.